Alright, so today we're diving into the adrenal cortex, the outer layer of the adrenal glands, which sit like hats on top of your kidneys. The adrenal cortex is divided into 3 layers, each with specific functions and hormones that help regulate blood pressure, metabolism, and even sexual development. Let's break it all down. The adrenal gland has 2 main parts: the inner medulla, which produces catecholamines like adrenaline; the outer cortex, which is subdivided into 3 layers: the zona glomerulosa, which produces aldosterone; the zona fasciculata, which produces cortisol; the zona reticularis, which produces androgens like testosterone and estrogen. The outermost layer, the zona glomerulosa, produces aldosterone, a mineralocorticoid hormone that regulates sodium and water balance in the body. Aldosterone production begins when ACTH, released by the anterior pituitary, binds to receptors on these cells, stimulating them to take up cholesterol. Cholesterol is converted to pregnenolone by the enzyme cholesterol desmolase. Through a series of steps involving enzymes like 3B-hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase, 21-hydroxylase, and 11B-hydroxylase, pregnenolone is ultimately converted to aldosterone by aldosterone synthase. Aldosterone binds to receptors in the distal tubules and collecting ducts of the kidneys, increasing the expression of sodium-potassium pumps. Sodium is reabsorbed into the blood and water follows, increasing blood volume and pressure. At the same time, potassium is excreted in the urine. To remember aldosterone's role, think: aldosterone adds sodium to the blood. The middle layer, the zona fasciculata, produces cortisol, the stress hormone. Pregnenolone and progesterone are converted to cortisol through steps involving enzymes like 17A-hydroxylase, 21-hydroxylase, and 11B-hydroxylase. The hypothalamus releases corticotropin-releasing hormone, CRH, which stimulates the pituitary gland to release ACTH. ACTH signals the zona fasciculata to produce cortisol, especially during times of physical or emotional stress, like running from a pack of raccoons or arguing with a friend. Cortisol increases blood glucose levels by promoting gluconeogenesis in the liver, converting non-carbohydrate molecules like amino acids and fatty acids into glucose. It also triggers proteolysis in muscles, breaking down proteins into amino acids, lipolysis in adipose tissue, releasing free fatty acids for energy. Cortisol also helps maintain blood pressure by upregulating alpha-1 adrenergic receptors in blood vessels. Additionally, it has anti-inflammatory effects, inhibiting prostaglandins and cytokines. Think of cortisol as the crisis manager hormone. It mobilizes energy and suppresses inflammation to help you cope with stress. The innermost layer, the zona reticularis, produces androgens, including testosterone and estrogen. Enzymes like 17-20-lyase and 3V-hydroxysteroid dehydrogenase convert intermediates like DHEA and androstenedione into testosterone. In some tissues, testosterone is converted into 17-estradiol, a form of estrogen, by the enzyme aromatase. While the adrenal glands produce small amounts of testosterone and estrogen, their contribution is minimal compared to the testes in men and ovaries in women. In men, adrenal testosterone supports the development of male secondary sexual characteristics, like facial hair and a deep voice. In women, adrenal testosterone contributes to pubic and underarm hair growth. Here's a practice question. Which hormone is not produced by the adrenal cortex? A. Aldosterone. B. Cortisol. C. Testosterone. D. Adrenaline. Pause the video to think it over. The correct answer is D. Adrenaline. Adrenaline is produced by the adrenal medulla, not the cortex. The adrenal cortex produces aldosterone, cortisol, and androgens like testosterone. To recap, the adrenal cortex is divided into 3 layers, each producing specific hormones. The zona glomerulosa produces aldosterone to regulate sodium and water balance. The zona fasciculata produces cortisol to manage stress and metabolism. The zona reticularis produces androgens like testosterone and estrogen. All of these hormones are synthesized from cholesterol, starting with its conversion to pregnenolone. Want to test your knowledge on the adrenal cortex and its hormones? Visit kotc.me for practice questions, interactive tools, and detailed explanations to enhance your learning. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.